Happy New Year! Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining. Today, I'm going to bring you the 3 top things I think you need to think about when you're entering a new year as a newly single person. Stay tuned. For those of you who are just joining for the very first time, welcome to my channel. I'm spending some time sitting in front of the camera discussing my post-divorce life and kind of everything that led up to that and what I'm doing with my life now, and pretty much just want to be a little inspiration to some people. Hopefully someone can take a tad bit of this information and it goes to some good use. So again, thanks for joining. All my regular subscribers, thank you for coming back and watching another video. Happy New Year to everyone. I can't believe it's 2019. 2018 just kind of flew by and here we are, 2019. That's kind of crazy, but it is what it is. So I'm going to change things up a little bit from my previous videos because it's just too much work. And I'm going to be really honest. Sometimes I don't want to work that hard. I just want to, reach down and grab my glass of wine. So cheers to everyone. Cheers to a wonderful, beautiful, happy 2019. Me to you. And cheersing. Cling, 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 cling. Because bitches be sipping. So today I want to spend some time talking about 3 important aspects of entering your single life and also a new year, and just harnessing the absolute best you possibly can to move forward in a really healthy way. Again, I'm going to disclaim, I am not a therapist, I am not a psychologist, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a dude who's gone through some stuff, sharing my issues with you guys. So do not take this as any kind of, literary, like I'm gonna heal you. I don't know. So the 3 things I think everyone needs to pay attention to when you are trying to come up with a way of moving forward that's super healthy and positive, and let's be real, we just want to be happy after going through some heartbreak. The 3 things we need to focus on: number 1, be selfish. Number 2, move your body. Number 3, volunteer. So let's dive in. We're gonna get right into this. So cheers everyone. We're gonna drink up from our glass. Cheers, 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 2019, and let's get going. So let's start with number 1, selfish. We were taught from such young ages that if you didn't do something or give to someone when it was asked of you, you were automatically labeled as selfish. So coming to terms with the true definition of selfish and really understanding why we need to be selfish, especially after a breakup. I don't want to take it back to those childhood years because I'm sorry, like it's not about that other person anymore. It's now about me and what I need to do in order to move forward in a very happy and healthy way. A big part of being selfish, and this is one that I think a lot of us struggle with, is you have to be the owner of your time. No one owns your time but you do. You have the flexibility and the freedom to say no to things. If you don't want to do them, don't. If you want to, please go ahead, enjoy it, whatever the case may be. But if you really want to take a step back and maybe remove yourself from a situation just to have some personal time, by all means, be selfish. Another aspect of being selfish is to fill your time with the things that make you happy. And I don't know what makes you happy, but I know what makes me happy. And that's going on hikes with my dog, skiing, exploring new cities, food, breweries, happy hours, you name it. Like all those things I really like to fill my time with. And some of those things I like to do by myself. And then some of those things I do with other people. But at the end of the day, if I want to do something and no one is around, that does not mean I don't go and do it. I get my little butt up and I march to whatever it is I'm going to do and I do it. I also want you to stop for a minute and think about how many times you say no. Actually, let's repeat that. I want you to stop and think about how many times you say yes, but you really mean no. That means an invite to dinner, a cocktail party, whatever the case may be, and you just want to sit back and maybe reflect, have a chat with yourself, just sit and think, maybe relax, take a bath, go for a run, whatever the case may be. You have the right to say no. So stop and give yourself the freedom and the flexibility to say no to things, because we can't keep going and giving if we don't stop and give back to ourselves. So by all means, say no to one thing a week. Give yourself one thing that you can just do whatever you want with that time. It doesn't matter. Just let it be your time and you fill it and use it how you desire. Interesting thing that has been a struggle for me, especially prior to moving to Denver, is a sense of balance in life. And it's not something I really understood or valued. And now that I've been in Denver for almost 15 months, I can sit here and say that I value my time when I'm working, and I value my time when I'm not working. Finding that balance is super important, just so you can have that sense of relief at the end of your week, knowing that you have something to look forward to, you have some time that is yours, and that's your time to spend and to choose how to spend how you need it to be spent. Not for anyone else to decide for you, that's for you. A really fun thing that I discovered with owning my selfishness is rediscovering old hobbies and also finding new ones. I didn't realize I liked to hike as much as I did until I moved to Colorado. And then all of a sudden I'm hiking up a storm and I'm always out in the mountains. In Chicago, I didn't have that opportunity to be in a destination like that. So when I moved to Colorado and all of a sudden it's like, oh, everyone hikes. I'm like, no, everyone really freaking hikes. That's why everyone in Colorado has a great ass, by the way. You know, don't be afraid to revisit some of those hobbies you did as a younger person or even as a child. And more importantly, don't be afraid to try new things that could become one of your new favorite activities. So a really big part of being selfish for me, and I did this for a year, and I'm gonna do a whole video talking about this specific topic, is to refrain from dating. So yes, you just got your heart broken, your ass was handed to you, all that shit. But at the end of the day, you're exiting one relationship. What do you think is gonna happen when you exit one relationship and then dive right back into another one? If you end up relationship hopping, chances are you're gonna continue to repeat those same mistakes. And what do they say when you're on the hamster wheel of crazy? You're fucking crazy. So stop the hamster wheel, get off, reassess, reevaluate, grow, learn, and then enter into a new relationship when that time comes. And this one is gonna get me into some trouble, because I am not advocating whorish behavior. I am one who has enjoyed my single life immensely, including the use of all the apps. Eat the buffet. We all know how to take care of ourselves. So being selfish does also means wearing your protection and enforcing others to wear their protection as well. Take care of your own body. It's the only one you got. And that's my PSA on sex. Have you done something on your own? And by that I mean, have you left the confines of your own city and traveled on your own? Have you done something to push the envelope of your boundaries so far open that you really learn as a human and you grow as a human? Go explore. Go explore on your own. I promise you, you will make the best friends that will last your entire lifetime, and you'll have an amazing experience because you allowed yourself to be open and vulnerable in a new situation where you don't have to have any walls up. So I beg you, book a flight, go do something, rent a car, go somewhere and really explore and do it openly, and really trust yourself to let go of all of your insecurities, all of your self-doubt, anything that's gonna hold you back from having a fantastic time. You treat yourself to something spectacular, because in 40, 50, 60 years, you're gonna turn around and say, thank you so much for doing that for yourself. Look what has changed since then. And I promise you, you will all have an amazing experience. Go explore. The last thing I'm gonna say about selfishness is we all have a comfort zone. It's a place that we like to live in, and we generally don't like to be pushed outside of it. Your new job as a new single person is to push your own boundaries. Push your boundaries so you can be an amazing, amazing human as you go through life. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for anyone else, but push your own boundaries to open your heart and your soul up to all kinds of opportunities that are gonna come your way. There won't be a moment you ever regret going outside of your comfort zone, I promise. When I talk about moving your body, it's so much more than just getting a workout in. It is taking that frustration, that anger, that animosity, that, those negative feelings that we all have when we go through breakups, but you manifest it in a much more positive, useful way that becomes your motivation to get your butt moving. Because at the end of the day, what's the best revenge? A revenge body. And yes, coming from someone who's lost 35 pounds after their divorce. So with moving your body, I want you to find activities that you really enjoy. And it could be bowling, it could be hiking, it could be water skiing, it could be a plethora of things. But go and find those activities and go do them, because it's not really a workout if you're having fun doing it. Am I right? It is your job to get your butt up out of the house and go move. And accountability only changes when the excuses stop. So the last part of my beginning healing yourself stage is to spend some time giving, because we live in a world that is a lot of me, and we don't stop and think about what we can do for others. And when you give, you always receive. It's just how the law of attraction works. It's the universe. It's the best thing you can do when you're coming out of something that's so negative and perhaps vile and, ruthless. If you flip your mental state around and you start giving and doing for others, you're not going to be angry about it. So if you want to give up the BS, start giving. And literally, it's so simple. All you have to do is Google volunteer opportunities and the city you live in, and there will be pages upon pages upon pages of different volunteer groups and activities that you can go do to help fellow members of your community, whatever the case may be. But get out and give. I highly encourage you to get out of your selfishness in the sense that you don't want to give and help others, because the reward is so much more and so much greater. I can't even put it into words, because I'm still so moved by my experience in Thailand last year that I can't wait to go back and do it again. So finally, as I close up this video, what I want to spend a couple moments talking about and also sharing is, we're going through this whole social media movement of being nice to one another. But when I exited my last relationship and didn't want to be nice to my ex, I had to dig really, really, really deep and start living from a new place. And my place where I live my life from is from kindness, compassion, and love. So if you don't offer kindness, compassion, and love to all people, you're gonna struggle on that struggle bus becoming happy, because there's nothing greater than giving kindness and then receiving it unexpectedly. Did I really just say that? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get fired. So, as always, thank you all for joining. It always means so much when you guys drop a couple likes and some comments on these videos. Any questions, if you want to dive into something a little bit further on any of the topics I talked about, by all means, just drop me a message in the comment section and I promise to respond to you. And again, thanks for joining, and I will see you all next time.